Wow. There we go. There we go. I figured it out. So I'm late tonight. That's what it is. That's what it is. Let me find out.
Yeah.
Before.
Hey guys.
What's wrong with you?
You got me catching my hand in the bag. I was looking for something.
Is everybody all right? China, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing great.
I got the disco lights in the back and everything, y'all.
Oh my God.
She is ready for this evening.
Right.
Well, let's go ahead and get it started.
I like your Mickey Mouse shirt.
Thank you.
So get it together. Get on in here, show your face. Say who you are. Say hi to everybody. Get acquainted. Get acquainted. Who was that? Dope Montana. The legendary quote. All right. Let's get back to it. Miss J. Mars. How you doing, Miss J. Mars? My main man, William Parks. How you feel, champ? Yes, sir. What you do? What's up, Karen? China's in there. Luna. How you doing, man? How you feeling? What's up, CC? C. Ellie. C. Ellie. Is that C. Shelly? C. Shelly. C. Shelly. Something with a C in it. Keisha Sadie. Sherry Ford. How you doing? Andrea Davis. What's going on, family? It's Friday, man. Y'all better pep it up and put some love in this chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all understand what y'all getting? Y'all understand what y'all about to be seeing in here this evening? Sheep Barhead. How you doing, Sheep Barhead? The one YG8TM. I don't know what that's supposed to say. You gotta pronounce it for me. Tehran. How you feeling, Tehran? What's up, Kimberly Ortiz? Kimberly Ortiz. I'm seeing something different tonight. I see an at sign in front of everybody's name. And that's not usually there. I don't know. Maybe I'm not paying attention tonight. Maybe that's what it is. Something. What's up, Laura White? How you doing? Is everything good? Stephanie Palmer. Just Steve William Jackson. What up, champ? It's Silma. How you doing? I have not said that name before. Welcome to the chat. I would have known if I did. Raleigh. Something like that. I'm getting names wrong. They playing tricks on me. Look at Shannon Reynolds. Is that Aola? Is that you, Aola? Oh, wait. Go ahead, Aola. Illuminating manuscripts in the house tonight. What's up, librarian? Lisa Ray. Y'all see my DJ skills? Yeah, y'all better recognize. Denim up in here. Smooth like denim. Smooth. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. See, if you take yourself too seriously, you start tripping. You really start believing you telling yourself. You know what I mean? I don't. What's up, Shanae?
I was getting my I pressed the wrong.
Mhm.
There we go. I was getting the party lights going.
Yeah, Keisha said, I got some party lights too, all right? What's up, Leo Stellium? Man, YouTube done threw me off, man. They done threw me off. It's already difficult for me to read like this anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm already kind of nearsighted.
There we
Boy, I know. No, and no, I'm not wearing them glasses. No, I'm not doing it. That is what it is. Over these names and what have you and whatnot. What's up, Angela? Keisha, Shanae, this would be Sweet Tiffany. Hold up, sweet with honey. Okay. See, it's not. They're gonna change it up on me in here. It was already, man. Why they do that? Why did YouTube just do that? I know they just did it because everybody's name didn't look like this before. I see you in there. Reconcile to love, reconcile. Sherry Cole in the building. There go Karen. Nisa Ray. There it is. Nisa Ray. Leo Stallion. What's up, Shy? 8565. I'm getting there. I'm getting close, man. I'm trying to get everybody. You know. So Andrea. These names. I know the faces, and I know that wasn't the names last time I was in here with y'all. Okay, that wasn't what it said. Am I tripping? I don't like you to try one or something. Stars makers. Okay, there you go. Yvette Pina. There you go. We somewhere in there, y'all. We in the house. We made it. We're there.
Yes, we made it.
Everyone, we made it to Friday. Happy Friday. Shout out to the sponsorship in here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell y'all something? You know, because I'm going to tell you whether I can tell you or not. I get to tell you.
Then don't ask.
Yes, indeed. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to say, you know what, hurry, yo, I'm gonna buy you lunch, man. Do something good. Gracious, man. This. You know what I'm saying? Me or the lady, somebody, send somebody a blessing. You know, be a blessing to us up in here. You know, be in here working up the sweat in this camp. You know what I mean? Oh man, I got to shout out though. Hey, Ola. Hey, Ola. That would be. And of course, Connie. Yes, indeed. They say it to me all the time. Hey, you know, I felt wonderful after that session the other night because they're not teaching this everywhere.
No.
Guys, do y'all understand? This circle is not. This circle ain't everywhere. Well, it's everywhere on the YouTube base. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, to be able to get this kind of energy, you know, every time, because you know, I know some people just slide in when the narc is narking, you know, at peak times. They can kind of just, okay, I can slack off today. I can slack off for a week or two. They like, Lord, this just won't get it together. Good God, Lord, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this to myself tonight? It happens. It happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens.
Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my camera together. I'm off my game tonight. I'm tired.
Get it together. You working hard today?
Yes, they worked me like a dog today. You know, this is my third job.
You got chased by a dog today.
No, this is my third job here.
Okay.
I got 2 real jobs. The political job is remote, and that's salary. So I mean, so I went off and got another job. I'm about money now, so I need money.
You know what I'm saying? You went from not seeing, you was over there hanging with Nathan. You know what I'm saying? You were hanging with Nathan.
Oh my God.
And,
I'm
and,
telling you.
and look at her now, though. Look at her now. She flexing.
Yes.
How can I say that? Because there's so many ladies that always say, well, I'm not working, and I was a stay-at-home wife, or he was taking care of me, blah blah blah. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
y'all got examples right here. Now we got examples right here that went through that. And look at her now. Look at her today. Do y'all see this person in front of y'all today?
Man.
Are you recognizing what's going on? Because what we're not going to do is undermine that testimony. We're not going to undermine people that made it through, how they made it through. I see you, logician.
Yeah.
We're not going to undermine that, man, because too many people. And, and before we get started, I do want to say that I do understand the time we are living in.
Oh yeah.
Lord, have mercy. Lord, have mercy. Daddy.
I was watching some of the videos, and I haven't I feel kind of shell shocked to a lot of social media content that I see, and I see what people mean with all of the men against women and women against men, and some of them
Yes.
trashy talk shows, and where they be like, you can stay, you got to leave, you can stay. I mean, it was just like a compilation of stuff, and I literally feel like I lost brain cells. I was just like, I cannot believe
There you
that
go.
this is the state of humanity and a culture. I don't understand, because I mean, it's just the people that they are even allowing to host the shows are highly unqualified, for one, but really should probably be having professional help or medication. And
But
then they get like the most ratchet people, and that's supposed to represent the population. Like, well, would you get a guy, like, do you have these type of issues? Do you cook? Do you do this? Do you do that? And then the guys are they asking them, if you a guy, would you pay for this girl's meal? Would you do that? All of that is insanity in dating. Like, in dating, if two people just genuinely just care about each other and want to date, none of that is even an issue. It's like you just having a nice time and the stuff work itself out because you are nice, compatible, kind people.
you know
You know.
something? You know something though? When it comes to the content that's out there, the war between men and women that has been planned strategically, that is working seamlessly to keep us preoccupied, mentally, so that we're not keeping our mind on the most important part.
Yeah.
You got to understand, and the thing, so one of the things that keeps the war going is the fact that the things that are being said are actually true. As crazy as it is, the things that are being said are actually true. Yes, there are men out here that's, men feel a certain type of way. Yes. And so do women.
Yeah.
And when you look at how the Garden of Eden was destroyed. You had,
We're going to the garden.
I'm going to the beginning. We going.
Because he want to continue to
Adam
blame
was
the
in charge of
woman.
the garden, man. Adam was in charge of the garden.
Listen, the pattern does not change. If Satan, if this devil can get in your head, he can destroy everything. If he can just get in your head and make you believe something and make you just bored with something, it is so easy for him to, at that point, to dismantle it. And you look at how the family has been dismantled and destroyed, without leadership. The family doesn't have leadership anymore. And I was thinking on that. I was just looking at that just a few minutes ago, how over the years, I remember, because guys, this happened when I was in school. I remember when we used to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they actually did a prayer in school. And I remember when they stopped it. I think I was in the second grade and they stopped it. And when I was in elementary school, man, it was a paddle. You act out. It was a paddle in the principal's office and you got a beating. For some of y'all don't even know what a beating is.
I got a paddle.
You got what the narc.
The paddle works. Okay.
Some of y'all didn't know what a beating was. You got with a narc. But I was in school when they had the paddle, and you used to get a beating if you show out. Okay. You get disrespectful. You was getting a whooping that right on the spot. It wasn't no wait till you get home. You get another beating when you get home.
That's because of where you live. That's not happening in Chicago. Them kids are not going. They will beat them teachers up. I'm telling you. My freshman year in high school, they chased the music teacher out of school. Now, how in the heck do you chase the music teacher? The teacher quit.
Because at the end of the day, you gotta see this for what it is. When they gave power, see the way this system works is it protects what we would look at as the idea of integrity. It protects the idea of integrity. It ain't actually protecting integrity. It has nothing to do with integrity. It is the opposite of integrity, as a matter of fact. But it's worded in a way where it is, what is the Bible said is right seemingly. Okay, things will be seemingly right. I can't remember the exact quote. Good gracious. But nonetheless, you go to school and the children are a reflection. They are a reflection of how wicked this devil really is. These children that ain't who they really are.
Right.
But that's what we see. That's what we see, and that's what it sounds like. That's what it looks like. And yeah, you got to protect yourself if you get around them because they crazy. They show enough crazy. It's no question. But why are they crazy? Why are the children crazy? Because there is no head around them. And the one thing, I was taught that the second rule of the universe that we live in is control. The first rule is motion. The second rule is control, because without control, motion would become destructive. And as you can see, these children have zero control. And the person who made it like that knew what was going to happen. This was planned. This isn't something that just accidentally happened. And then look at all the stuff they putting in it. I mean, they take it and make it so children back. And this happened in my generation, where children were able to start calling the police on their parents to say, my mommy gonna beat me tonight. I'm afraid. And they would come in and see they come in your home and take over in your home. Yeah. So when the police power, they took total power. We run this house. You pay the bills here, but we run this. So, and their agenda is wicked. It's a wicked agenda, period. It ain't nothing.
Pretty much sounds set up by like a great architecture. That's what that's kind of going into, because that's the group that made all of the systems. and they did orchestrate and strategically design to remove the family unit or the father out of the home. That was set up
So
because there,
when
once you remove the father, huh,
remove the head, the protection. Now now everybody's open and volatile,
and
and
you have
really
generation.
don't even know. The thing is, most people can't see what you open to, what you're volatile to. See, without a structure, a real structure in every home, that home is susceptible to fall. And we watching it in real time. And the craziest part about it to me is we can sit back and talk about it on podcasts all day long, but nobody looking at the solution like, hold up, man. Yeah, we done made it, we done made marijuana, they done made that legal for
They're
people,
trying to legalize ecstasy.
all kinds of drugs. All kinds of drugs. Everything out here just and even the illegal stuff that's out here. It's accessible. They made it so it's accessible to everybody. How is it that these young children running around? And I mean 13, 12 years old, don't have money, don't have jobs, they don't have money to eat every day, but they have some of the most high-tech weapons on the planet. How do we get to that place right there, right? Because somebody planned it that way. Somebody's making it that way. They don't have a background to just be able to go to a gun store to be able to buy these guns. Every community in this country, they got weapons, they did, and it's destructive.
It's
And
also lack of God. Once God was removed, that's it. Like you got God or chaos.
there you go. That's what we have. It ain't no divine chaos. It's absolute hell and it's turmoil. And another thing that I want everybody to look at is it ain't letting up, man. Every time you think you done seen the worst, every day you look in your timeline, something crazier than yesterday. I saw a video today. I ain't like this was funny to me, but it was crazy. It was funny, but it was crazy. They showed this it was a fight, right? Some guys were in this place. I don't know if it was a bar or whatever it was, but they were fighting. It's a bar fight. And one of the guys got punched and he had his pants hanging off of him. And the other guy, when he knocked him on the ground, he pulled his pants off of him.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my, that was, y'all gonna see that in y'all timelines. That was too funny to me. But again, the world we live in right now, man, it continues to get worse. And the beauty in that, y'all ready for this? The beautiful part, the beauty in that is that this world has come to its end. The beauty is that this world that we live in, the thing that we have been taught our entire lives to be afraid of, the one thing we've been taught and prepped on to be afraid of, it's going to be the end of the world. And we didn't even know that that's all we've been waiting for. The
Yeah,
worst,
because
the
if you
close.
think about it, when the year 2000 hit, what did everybody think? The world was about to end. Then you had some people thinking that they was about to get rich, hoping the bank would put $1 million in their bank account. It was just a whole bunch of stuff going on, and it really exposed people for who they are because, narcissists are good at exploiting the system. And so, even like when y'all mentioned you take the father out of the home, the father made the choice to leave the home so that his wife can get a welfare check. I would rather sit there and struggle with my children than to leave the home and go get it and let my wife or girlfriend get a check, which really didn't even take care of the kids. It wasn't enough. Today, it's still not enough to provide for that family. And, I come from a family of hustlers, whether it was, legal or illegal. I think it was more so illegal because That's how we.
You know?
I mean, it was always a way. I'm from Chicago. We hustle.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you go out there and sell peanuts or bottles of water on the streets or off the highway. We know how to hustle the right way. And see, narcissists, they want to do it the illegal way because they get a thrill out of gaming the system. They get a thrill out of gaming people. When they can just go ask for it and get it, they rather feel like they conned somebody out of
There
it.
you go. There you
Yeah.
go. They would. They'd rather feel like they tricked you out of something than to go earn
Right.
something. You know, when you're in a relationship with them, they are the lazy one. They pick relationships so that they can be lazy, so that you can take care of them, not so they can reciprocate with you. No, and taking care of them isn't necessarily financially. Taking care of them means that you're loving on them, you're taking responsibility, and you're creating an environment that is peaceful for that person, even though
They
they're not going to allow peace in their dwelling.
they don't even have the wiring for it. Like in my experience, even seeing it now, like I just have so many different narcissistic couple, like the couple dynamics where one might be a narcissist or both. But the ones that in these couples, usually the one that is, ride or die with them, they usually their life is in shambles. The narcissists prefer it that way. They need somebody that they are constantly dumping vomit out of their mouth to, and they're constantly in their ear. They're constantly like the person that's in the homeless with them or the tent or whatever. That person is always there, even though the person is deteriorating, sickly. That narcissist need to have somebody that's always listening to them, making them feel like whatever,
Yeah,
involved in a delusion, both of them falling apart, but that person equally are willing to give up their life for them.
Yeah.
While the narcissist is still cheating, doing everything else.
absolutely.
Everything is about them. They know the person that is like that, ride or die, whatever they want to call. I don't. I would never want to be called like the grade A, because that's just the dummy. That
Right.
person, that one right there, know that the narcissist is doing this, and when they come to the visits and everything, they make it known. I will leave this person at any time. Like, I don't care nothing about you. Like, they say so much stuff to them that you literally don't even want to be a witness to or fly on the wall to hear, tearing
Mhm.
them down. And a person just laughs and laughs. Oh, you just silly. Oh, he always get like that. No, I'm serious. Da 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 da. And they are serious, but
Yeah.
they like to have somebody that they can consistently mistreat.
Yep.
That's the person they like
There you go.
always have there. And then they have all of these other people that they like to consistently mess with. And it's situations where they can be, and I have real situations where they will be married, no intimacy in the marriage for a year, but
For a year,
the
no
person
longer.
would be sending, same sex type of images to those sites. But the I don't know if you call it the gaslight, the hoax, the delulu is, this is not how I am. This is, sorry, I'm that's my door. This is not how I am.
That sounds like the Michael Jackson "Beat It" video when they was knocking on the door.
Somebody better be bleeding. I'll be right back.
But you know what? I'm gonna be a minute on this one. I said I was gonna give the story of my uncle since she led into that.
Mhm.
So like while you were on your live on Wednesday, my cousin literally hit me up on Messenger and told me my uncle wasn't doing too good. So I don't talk to my uncle because of childhood reasons. And I started thinking, and like I said, I've been molested by my older brother. And so as I thought about it, my uncle groomed him to groom me for him, because my uncle used to try to molest me, but it never happened. And so what he did was groom my brother to get me soft like that, so that he can have the opportunity to do it. And you know, that's why I haven't spoken to them in years. And if y'all want to know if they get their karma, I watched this man get his karma from afar, and he had him one of those dummies. And that's why I say they have a preference, but they don't have a type, because the woman that he was with, she is a person who truly deserved her disability check. And they typically go after those type of people too, because those are the ones that they can abuse and that they can use. And he did it to her for years, and she would sit there and take it. And my cousins finally got an escape plan for her and helped her escape that situation. And now he's living on his own. He's sick. He's he's lost 260 something pounds. He could have been on a 600-pound life. He was that big. I mean, stress and just nobody there for him. But let me tell y'all this part. While he was with her, he was molesting her daughter, not his, hers, and other little girls he was meeting online and stuff. And so, yeah, he got charged with that. See, this is, you have some like that will do that. You might think the new supply is somebody my age. It could be a child.
Yeah.
And that's the lesson I learned with him. So it's not always somebody our age. It could be a little boy. It could be a little girl. And that's exactly what he was doing. And that man, and when I say he got bodies on him, he got bodies on him. Because this man have done some things. I know the stories. And he's suffering for it right now. And this is like one of the kept secrets of my family that I said I was going to expose, because family love keeping secrets and protecting the predators, because the predators protect them. And my grandmother and my mother protected these predators from, you know, being exposed. And if you accuse them, you're the crazy one. You're the one lying. My mom didn't want to believe that my brother, well, she knew he was. She just didn't want nobody else to believe it. And so in order to keep him in the home, because that was the provider, he was the one, that the golden child that she can get out, she can have him go out there and hustle for money for her, because that's how she manipulated them and their women. My family was devious, very devious. And when, you know, like I told my therapist, I said, you know what? I haven't talked to this man in a while, but I'm not going to talk to him for closure. I don't want the closure. Maybe God is leading me to this man where he can get him to repent so that he can go to heaven when he transitions. And I said, who am I to take that from him? I don't even have the heart to do that, because it's a big change in me, y'all, because in the beginning, I said, go to hell. There's no way I would want to see you make it to heaven after what you did to me. But at this point in my life, I will give him that, because everybody deserves a chance. But once I give him that opportunity, it's between him and God if he gonna do it. Yeah. So that's the only reason I'm willing to give him that conversation.
And that shows healing, because a lot of times when we still want to wait for something bad to happen to somebody who does things bad, you know, or we want to kind of, the enemy is so crafty. He wants to get a person in that type of mentality, because you have to tap into demonic energy to start feeling and thinking that way. Because those thoughts of hurting and harming and doing vindictive things, that those never come from heaven. Only the demonic kingdom can stir that up. God has different ways that he do vengeance, and he said, it's mine, I will repay. He handles them and the kingdom. But when we sit there and we like, oh, that's not enough, it's not enough. Nothing can ever be enough for a demon of revenge. There can never be enough pain and suffering that someone can go through for you to be like, oh, they finally got it. Not until you heal and you have given up that offense to God and allowed him to handle all of your issues from that point on. Yes, you were wrong. Yes, that person was very wrong for what they did to you. It was horrible. Yes, they are, you know, wicked to the core. But God has a different way of dealing with people. And he told us not to even be with them. But he got so much better for us than wasting time expecting something bad to happen to someone that's just insignificant in our life. Like God might have a purpose for different people, but they were never supposed to be as much as what we made them to be in our path. And we probably should have said, you know, maybe you need to be saved or whatever. But no, we formed covenants, contracts with them. We started messing with them, sleeping with them, doing all of that stuff. And we was with a whole venomous viper snake. And they did what snakes do. They bite you, they eat you alive, they go after your young. That's what they do. And these families train and groom people for that, because they don't, the parent don't care. Like the narcissistic brother and them, they do sick, wicked things. And my mom, she just don't. It's like she just don't even want to hear it nor care. It's like you just complaining if you got hurt, or you put yourself in that, or I can't stand when you complain, because they can never take accountability for nothing. Not that they didn't parent. They gave birth to this little what they call the little child, Damien type of child.
Yeah.
You know, they can't ever take responsibility. It's always you the problem, because they came and did this to you, or oh, I didn't know that was happening. You literally did a whole bunch of things, took me to the places to get treatment, all of this stuff. You knew things were happening, but they will. That's how it is in that, and growing up in those families. And then when you get in a relationship or a marriage, that's how your tolerance be so high, to where things that narcissists do that usually a person would be deal breaker day 2 or 3, you tolerate. Like, that wasn't that bad, I can do worse. Tit for tat, you know. And then you in some toxic stuff.
Yeah.
It get crazy. Getting cussed out in public. Who cares who can cuss somebody out the worst? That's a horrible relationship. A horrible trick, everything.
For real.
But first and foremost, here, are y'all seeing the growth in this group here, ladies and gentlemen? Are you guys noticing? These guys can say it. All I'm saying is, China used to be a hater. She was hating on her. She was hating on that Joker, something terrible, and not seeing that hating on them puts you in theirs. It's gonna give you what they supposed to get. Now, y'all. She like, hey man, I don't even wish that for you, man. I don't even wish that on my enemy. And look at the sunshine in that. All I'm gonna say is, you got proof right in your face. You got proof in your face. All this, I want to see them get it, and I want to. I talk, and I know she watching, because I talked to her, this other woman, the other day, who is in Greece chilling. You in Greece chilling, and you worrying about this fool over here with this other mad situation. This nothing. This, and we be wanting, instead of living a real life, we be thinking like we lost something, because we feel like, well, we don't really look at it in a way where we understand that we were designed to be with somebody and to stay with that person. We weren't designed for all of this trading in and trading out and all this. Okay, I had enough of this. Let me go into that. We weren't designed for that. But we're here with people that were designed only for that. And then we have the nerve to look at it as a loss. We look at them like we lost something. And I'm going to keep saying this to y'all. What did you lose again? That headache you had? Somebody cheating on you, somebody lying to you, somebody being deceptive with you, somebody gaslighting, somebody giving you headaches every single day, somebody manipulating you, somebody making you think you crazy. You missed that?
Right.
Tell me which part of that you miss. Tell me what part of that you miss.
See, but people don't see that's not an L. That's a win, because at the end of the day, you gain your soul back. You win your soul. Because we lost it in the process. And a lot of people don't see that. That person was nothing but stress in our lives, causing us to slowly leave here. I'm trying to choose my words because you can't say that. So, but I
Yes.
mean, and they would have been happy, because a lot of times when, you know, they know they slaving us, they know when they come into our lives that they only giving you a certain amount of time to conform, and then they giving you a certain amount of time after that before you wake up. So this situation is never permanent, it's temporary always for them, because they know the pattern and the cycle that they live in, that everything is going to come to an end, because they know they are grimy people, and that they can't hold that good fake persona for so long that eventually somebody's going to get annoyed and tired of them and their behavior and leave. So they never come in with both feet in the door. They always got one in and one out. They always got one foot in another situation and one in the situation with you. So don't ever think, because I know back in the beginning, I was buying all this bull crap that self-awares were saying, and that, yeah, they do this. They never stop dating. Never
Come on.
stop being on those dating sites. None of that. They always got to have supply. I'm not going to say supply. They always got to have bodies, because that's their survival. They're in survival mode 24/7. And they got to have that attention, because if you're not giving it to them, they got to get it over here. And then they know it's going to stop over there and they're going to run back over here. They have to always have that praise and that attention, because if they don't, then they're going to have to face themselves for the SHITTY people that they are.
Mhm.
Yes, they are soft.
And
They do this.
I was like really watching something with a female, and she definitely a narcissist, but it wasn't on like one of those shows. It was just her like advice, and she said she called herself, she is like a professional at getting married, and she said, and she was like, the stuff I'm telling you, man, them compilations, these people are nuts, but they out here.
And y'all as women be thinking that men got it easy.
No, y'all don't. I'm so sorry. The stuff
You're talking about, I'm a professional get married person.
the stuff I see, I'm so sorry for y'all. I apologize on behalf of women, okay? Because that's the stuff I think was crazy. But she said, well, she was like, I'm like a professional, like marriage type of person. And she was like, so what people do, where women fail, is that a lot of times they like to be professional, smart, they overthink, but they don't know how to just use their sensual and sexuality to like get a husband. And she said the first step in her being able to be like a professional wife, I guess, is her job. She had to always find somebody to marry, what she called high-end men that are easy to divorce. So she was like, coming in the door, she have to think on how divorceable this person is. Meaning, like, will this person act out? Do they have a lot to lose? Because she know coming in that she's going to seduce this person to get married, to get whatever they have, and then she's going to divorce them, and she has to make sure that they have too much to lose to where the divorce is not messy. But she know coming in the door, she's going to get a divorce. That's how narcissists are. They know at the moment of hello, I'm going to devastate this person's life and destroy them. As soon as I'm done, take as much as I can as possible after I let them uplift my image to another notch, because I can't do it by myself. I'm being ignored. So whether they have beauty, smarts, and intellect, something I can use to make me dateable in a different bracket than I'm already in. I need to be able to do that, and then I have to be able to discard them, and I have to see on what level will they be willing to lose. Like, is this somebody who will only go this far, not call the cops on me? Is it somebody who will make a whole scene and out me? You know, they think about all of that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's somebody reputable, if it's somebody reputable, what state can I move in? Like, mine had to jump state, because they know like the credibility, you know, addict person, you know, that's professional, they know the credibility is not there. So they're like, I need to jump state when I make my discard move. But that is how a narcissist thinks. They are laying next to you, strategically thinking, how am I going to have my in hurrah after I destroy this person's life in the mud? I don't want them with anybody or to even smell because they hate your guts. You think somebody can't hate? Satan kids can hate like they daddy. Okay, they daddy. You breathing, you still breathing. That's how they feel.
Keisha, you got me over here triggered over camp tonight, man. You triggered over me. Like, man, do I know exactly what you're talking about?
Yes.
They laying next to you because they're not sleeping. There's no wicked.
Yeah.
And next to you, and they plotting every single day. They plotting on you on a level you can't even imagine. You can't imagine what's making this person that you doing everything for. I'm gonna say that to y'all. You cannot imagine that the person you doing everything for, that you would do anything for, is plotting on your demise on the level. And they listen, they are making sure they leave setting some traps. Financial traps. They want you to have to walk right into a financial time bomb.
Oh yes.
Not just those kind of traps.
Yeah.
They know that a time is coming where they're going to show that, okay, well, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that you're going to see eventually that I'm in something else. And then you start feeling like, okay, well, go ahead. Do your thing. I'll do mine. They're going to make sure you're not going to do yours.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're not going. No, you're not. No, you're not. But they're gonna tell everybody that's what was going on the whole time. They're gonna say it was you. They're gonna say it was you. They're not gonna tell people the real story. Just like they're not telling the new person they're dealing with that. Oh yeah, I've been cheating on this person all the time. So that's why, relationship is what it is. They're not gonna tell them that. They're gonna act like you're the worst person on the planet. They're going to lie and tell that person that you did things that they did to you, which brings us to the topic of the night. Whoo, man.
And that person gonna believe it because they want to. They want to be deceived. There are some people who, and I literally hear it out of their mouth. Oh, I don't want you to tell me the truth about me. I just want to believe that he loves me. You want to be deceived. Like, your person don't even like you or your gender. They like the same gender. And I was like, well, we can just do marital counseling. Not when they don't like the gender. You just, that person we want to be in the YMCA. That's where they want to go with the village people. Like
he's just trying to buy some time.
Yes.
He's trying to buy some time. And that's all. Anytime y'all have to go to therapy with a narcissist, they just buying time. They like, hey, hold it. I don't have anything solid enough to run to.
Yeah.
That's all. They like, give me a few more weeks. Give me about a couple months to put something together. And even though they're gonna still torment you throughout that time, they're gonna go to that therapy because they need you on board. They need you on board. And guys, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, man. This is when you know. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all for y'all those that don't know. This is how you know it has come to an end in that entanglement. When you get to a place where you guys have had conversations, y'all have actually had conversations or at least arguments about how y'all gonna fix this thing, right? And even though it was the Narc's suggestion to go out here and possibly let's go to counseling or something. Even going to counseling, you're gonna see that it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You're gonna see how much of a waste of time it is sitting there talking with this person with somebody else, and they still lying.
You talking about arguments in the parking lot. Okay, family counseling, because now every time when a narcissist come, you got agencies involved. So now kids tripping in school, agencies, you have to go to family counseling together. You talking arguments in the parking lot where they can literally possibly see on camera you pacing, the narc pacing, baby car seat getting out the thing, back in the thing, out the thing, door getting slammed, narc driving off, coming back when you trying to walk away. Then finally, y'all all walk in there and it's tense. Everybody, you got swollen eyes, kids crying, and then you sitting there because you got to go because it's court order type stuff.
Come
And
on.
you finally get in there like, hey, everything okay? We fine. Let's do the counseling.
But you know what? The
There.
thing is, don't let them get one of those counselors that's on your side, because Lord knows y'all ain't going back.
No,
Y'all
they
ain't
a
going
witch.
back to that
That's
one.
what they're gonna say.
That's
You
over.
can't go to a witch. That's why I don't want to go. That is a witch. You're like,
But you know
really?
what? It's difficult to find a counselor that's not a narcissist themselves that's going to be on the narc side. The counselors see through the narc, but sometimes the counselor's like, hey, I need to keep getting this check. So we're going to add a little spice to this one right here.
Yeah, because the counselor know when you point out and exposing that other narcissist, you point out and exposing them too, because they know they are crappy people. So you really just point them out, and that's why they side with the other person, because you not gonna see them like that. That's the thing. They are good people. You got doctors that are narcissists, and that's sad because these people have your lives in their hands. And if that the day that they decide that you want to be the one that they let perish, then that's exactly what's going to happen, because you have people and they can get away with it. And that's the sad part about it, because all our narcissists would have did us in if they thought they could get away with it. But
Man,
Yeah.
tried
If,
to. They would have. They tried to. Ain't nobody would have.
if we do this tour, I'm telling you,
If you was ever with a narcissist, I promise you, they thought about it all day, every day, and they
yeah,
tried some of it. I
I,
guarantee
man,
you they tried
I
some of it.
if we do
I
this
had my
tour,
first
they can
one.
get counseling on site. I'm telling you, I would give you straight 100% counseling that would get you free. I know all the tools, like all the certification certificates, all of that. You can see it, the professional stuff, if that's what you need. But real common sense, truth, and healing will happen. Because I mean, it's not too many out here, too many therapists, one, that understand personality disorders, because that's still a uncharted territory. They're still figuring it out. They know the symptoms, they don't know the cause. You got to address this thing in the scientific, natural, and the spiritual at the core. You got to let
But you
people know
know
that
what?
there is no changing this person. You have false hope if you think you go in here and you're going to change yourself, do some CBT, DBT, and everything going to be happily ever after with a narcissist. You dealing with Satan's kids, Rosemary babies, and them. That's what you're dealing
I
with.
want to
Okay?
address New England Beauty. She said body shaming is beyond ridiculous. It is. But you know what? I like what some of the men online are doing now. And I mean, these are some of the most handsome men. They making the big women feel comfortable, saying those are the women that they want. If you're they saying that's all the good women that's at home with their bellies hanging over them. They, and these are some handsome men
Hey,
saying
listen.
this.
Hey, listen. Yeah, if you walk in that house and and it smells like some food cooking and it's clean, ooh, good God. Boy, where are those Instagram models at?
Right.
Busy.
All the TikTokers that have the highest following, the women that have those cooking channels, man,
Cooking
y'all.
with Kaya. Cooking with Kaya.
Right.
And it's a couple of other ones on there too. And yes, indeed, because it's a whole fantasy. They selling fantasy right now because we're not living in a traditional world anymore.
how my brother said he wanted. He was like, I don't mind taking care of the bills. I've been taking care of the bills my whole life. He was like, all I need for the woman to do, if I could come home and I could have some food I love to eat. He was like, if she feed me and she help it, like she clean the house and stuff, I'm cool. I got everything taken care of. And he really do.
Listen,
And
listen,
not cheat. It was like, don't be having people in my house cheating.
Oh
listen,
Lord.
listen. If you want to blow a man's mind, I ain't talking about just date him. Y'all want to blow somebody's mind? And invite them over to the house for a home cooked meal. Good God.
Not no strays.
Because then he'll
Not
never
no
leave.
strays. Okay, watch out for them.
Keisha, ain't say when you first met the dude and he just came home. Okay, ain't say none of that.
They don't leave.
Right.
Talk
They don't leave.
to him and make sure you got a little sense that this fool ain't no complete absolute fool. And as a matter of fact, to be frank about it, if it's okay, you're gonna meet some fools out there too. Men and women, you're gonna meet some fools, but you have to have the strength to say, okay, I'm sorry, sweetheart, this ain't gonna work. No, you crazy. No, you crazy.
Crazy deranged.
Talk to people just like that. Listen, you crazy, and I don't want to see you no more.
It ain't that easy.
Done fed you.
I've done that. And these people will stalk you to the ends of the heavens.
Hey, China. Okay, y'all. Okay. Y'all. With these people showing y'all they're a little touched at the beginning. I told y'all a long time ago. That when you dating somebody, you better date like they applying for a loan. Like you looking for
a while.
Date this person. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to be mean to that person or anything like that. It just means that you cannot listen, y'all. As men, we want to pursue you a little bit now. You know, we want to be able to get you, but we still want to be able to pursue you. Now, you have to present a challenge to us in a way where where you still keep enough distance between us, where you're able to say, hey, you know, hey, Harry, you crazy, baby. You nice. You nice looking and you chocolate, but baby, you crazy. And for that reason, I'm out. Just like they do on Shark Tank. And for that reason, I'm out. Develop your exit strategy so that when you see the crazy, when you see somebody, okay, this person is really nice. I like them. We vibing, everything is good, and blah 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 blah. Because that's how it's supposed to be, right?
I did that with the 6-week marriage. I said, you crazy. The 6-week marriage, the pastor, I can't really count it because he had a false name. But I'm saying, I think it might count on some level.
Well,
that was 6 weeks. He was twitching.
You married him after 6 weeks, and in all fairness, you know better. So
I married him after about a month, so I kind of knew it before. I divorced him after 6 weeks because he was crazy. Okay. He was going like this, and I said, "You crazy? Like you crazy, crazy." Okay. Yeah, he said he would do that. But every time he get nervous, I'm like,
you think it's that simple for us women? Because I've experienced some violent men where I just don't want to give them my number and they crash out. So it's not that simple to just tell somebody in their face, hey. So my exit strategy is like, yeah, I'll smile, but then when I get home, I start texting. Look, this is not going to work out. You're this, you're that. Bye. That's the safest way as a woman.
He's trying to tell me right now that a guy approaches you and he already on the edge, acting a little borderline crazy in the first place. And you give me your phone number?
No, that's the thing. They act crazy when you say no because you just may not be interested in that person, and they be all sweet, and then as soon as you say no, that's when the crazy come out.
He
So
didn't
I
twitch when he preached. Like
Well,
he was a pastor, self-made,
you-
but he was another pastor person. I
now,
was like,
I will give y'all that because I've heard lots of women say that. I've heard lots of women say sometimes they'll go along because fools out here nowadays, they just act crazy. But
yeah,
at the same time, you know, it's a way to diffuse all of that. You know, somebody coming in and they acting crazy, sometimes you gotta, hey, ho. You want me to give you my phone number and you don't even know how to talk to me with no respect at all? You obviously don't even respect me. How is that going to work? Show me what that look like. What does that look like? You and me being together and you already acting crazy. You ain't even found on my name and you already acting crazy. And you want me to give you my phone number? Like, are you serious? Like, come on, man. Come on, man. That's what we doing. Is that what I'm doing? You think I'm about to go home thinking you gonna be calling my phone, acting crazy? You acting crazy. You ain't even got my name yet. It's gonna be a no for me, and for that reason, I'm out.
See, and I had met a guy one time a while back, and I gave him my number. He was nice. We talked on the phone, and then he said that one thing that threw me off, and I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna work out. I'm like, it was nice talking to you, but yeah, I can't do this. And so when I got off the phone, I guess he started thinking about some stuff. So he started calling me back. I wouldn't answer. And then he just left me a whole voicemail with a rant. I'm like, dude, this is one day. Just one day.
We met, and you in love with me? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I don't want no more. I don't want no more. Guys, and this is what I'm saying. Yes, it feels wonderful at the beginning, but don't lie to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't lie to yourself. You owe yourself at least that much. Because if someone has not genuinely taken the time to just get to know who you are, and I'm saying you should be able to at least say that to somebody, like, you haven't even taken the time to get to know you. What do you know? Tell me about myself. Because if you in love with me, tell me about myself.
The crazy thing, the Narcs can do that. See, they stalk you. I was stalked a few times, like 2 years, and then like later on, didn't even realize it until they were like, "Yeah, I knew like 2 years ago when you looked at me, I knew like you really wanted me, and this will happen." And you just looking like 2 years. I just met you, right? No, it was 2 years. Remember, our hands touched, and you like.
And I've been in that inbox for 2 years, baby. I've been holding out, waiting on the turn.
I just want you to wear this. Can you wear this lab coat? And you're just like, this is some crazy stuff.
Is no. The answer is no. The answer is you crazy, and the answer is no, because I'm not about to take another day of my life to heal from some crazy situation because you love me the moment you saw me, and that's all you know. And that's why you acting crazy. And you think I'm supposed to fix that. I'm not here to fix that. No. If I'm able, guys, this is what I want y'all to look at it like. If I'm able to bring to you a mentally sound person, mentally, okay? If I'm able to deliver a mentally sound person on this side, then that is what I expect on the other side. Okay. All of this other stuff, and I've just been wanting you so much, and blah blah. Well, if you want me that bad, if you've been wanting me for so long, prove it. Let me see that you want me that bad then. Okay.
See, but That's the thing. They don't get it. Even sometimes, even at my second job, I wear a wedding band so men wouldn't talk to me, and they don't care. They still want to try to talk to me, and then they come in and they say, "Oh, I'm gonna be seeing your face every day," and then I come up here just to see you. I mean, and they literally are faithful, like harassing and stalking me at the job, coming up there to see me to
That's,
hold a conversation. Huh?
Mhm.
that's how some men are. That's how some men are. They don't know how to say what they got to say. And, hey, I just came up here to see you, baby. Listen. Tell me I can take you out. Tell me something to say yes to. Don't say no.
But I got a whole wedding band on my finger.
Husband ain't got to know.
Your husband ain't treating you right.
Right.
That's what
It's
you
the
get.
entitlement of these people, and that's sad because it's an epidemic of narcissism out there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that people are starting to see this, because people's like, "Oh, y'all overusing that term. Oh, it's not that bad. Y'all want to call somebody a narcissist because they cheated on you? Then who else gonna do it? Because if the relationship is not healthy, it's toxic. So
Mhm.
it's still narcissism.
Come on.
So I don't care which way you twist it. If it's not healthy, I'm gonna call it narcissism, because those are the people that feel like they're entitled to your life, to your
Yeah.
time,
Okay.
to everything that you have.
So let me
Huh?
say this then. If the situation, so if you run into situations like that, because of course y'all do, y'all women, men, we, usually we hunters, so we out there on the prowl, and or at least the ones that don't know how to get to y'all. they harass, they harass you. So when they harassing, you already gotta have a line set up, like wow, you know, make them stand up, make them stand for something, make them stand on something, and let them know, look, what I cannot do is go into something starting out wrong. That's what I'm not going to do. And you
And
could,
it's
But
having common sense.
you see,
I can say I didn't have that.
well, you see, you see the ring on my hand and you still trying to talk to me. Now, if I'm gonna cheat on the person that I got this ring on my finger for, then what am I gonna do with you? Let's
right,
have some common sense.
right,
And if you're still saying I don't care, I'm gonna cheat too, then you already know this person is absolutely this ain't for me.
right.
Ain't for me. Please don't come over here and harass me no more, because there's some qualified gentlemen that didn't need to come up here. You standing in the way. Make
Right.
them have a level of integrity. If they not gonna have no integrity, then let them sit there by themselves and don't have any, you know, uh, forgive or feel sorry for them. Don't feel sorry for the person that, because, oh, he's sweet. Because he's not sweet. If somebody coming to you with ill intention, they not sweet. It
See,
ain't
but that's their job, to break you down, to wear you down. Why do you think they're coming to my job every day? It's to wear me down to the point where I'm eventually gonna say yes. They
okay.
don't have good intentions, so they not planning on respecting what it looks like I have going on. I've been questioned about the ring, and I never lie and say, yeah, I'm married or anything. I just don't answer the question. But they trying to break me down.
It's deception the whole way anyway. Did you ever
Yeah.
stop to think that if you take the ring off, you take the ring? Because see, one of the reasons, and this is another thing, ladies, one of the things that men see when they see that ring is married women cheat more than single women. I don't make the rules, I just follow the rules.
Oh my God.
Women cheat more than single women. Single women really have a much higher value for that marriage. I'm
Who is the sample population for these polls? Like,
telling
I
Right.
you,
never get a survey.
I'm telling y'all what it is from the men's side. I'm telling y'all what it is from the men's side. Married women get approached by men more because those are usually the most promiscuous women.
Oh,
Single women just
dang.
If they are a narcissist, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't say married
I
women.
was faithful to the
You can't
core.
speak because
you know what it
I
is.
didn't cheat.
When
So
did I fear God? Like, I ain't about to mess with them commandments. So.
You know what? See, and the thing is that most women, look at it like, nah, ain't no way, ain't no way. Women are no
Narcissists will.
that. Yes, they
Like,
are.
and they have
They
different
are.
standards. It's like it's not cheating if it's the husband's best friend and for years. Then it's kind of not cheating. It's like a combination that comes with the marriage that had to be done and they was forced into, to live and survive. And that's it. And it's a delusional justification, but it was like I had to do that and mess with the husband's best friend for 10 years because I was just subjected to such an awful marriage. And you just like, you cheated for 10 years
I
Man,
want
in
to
church.
respond
Like
to
y'all were the singers for the weddings in church. The wedding
I want to
singers.
respond to I think it's Aisha or some I this is gone from my screen, but she said she hate that she had to cheat, and you know what, and sometimes they force you into that because they have to dirty your name up because I don't care how long you've been with them, they're not going to believe that you are who you say you are. And so
Mhm.
when they can get you to do that, it's I got you, I told you so, and you just literally gave that person what they wanted even though they pushed you
yep,
into it,
there
and
you
and
go.
they withhold it. They
Yep,
make sure they starve you from it. Anything they learn that you like, they will starve you from it, especially that because they know that everybody, I don't care who you are, needs that sex. It's needed in a relationship. And
hey,
just to, huh?
hey, yes, and yeah, amen, amen,
It's needed in mine.
man, amen. Yes, indeed.
Y'all know I'm going to keep it real.
Can you really say you in a relationship if you're not doing it?
I don't think so.
Let's keep it real here. Let's keep it real. You're not in the relationship to not be doing it. Again,
Right.
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we have allowed this devil to come in our homes and absolutely destroy the fiber of
Yeah.
family, of togetherness, of love, of reciprocity, and we long for it. And growing up, ladies, man, I don't doubt that guys are doing the stuff y'all saying they doing. I don't doubt it because who am I to tell you that your reality is not real? I can't do that. So when y'all saying that these men do this and Keisha, you got some wild stories.
That
I,
was a Rosemary baby.
I just take it on the chin and say, hey man, yeah, it's some fools out here. And
Mhm.
I'm telling y'all on the opposite end of the spectrum, man, y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't even understand what it's like. And the main thing that men want, the main thing, good gracious, y'all, the main thing, y'all listening, ladies, the main thing a man wants is respect. All that other stuff is secondary. I'm talking about more than intimacy, respect.
Yep.
The number
Real men, you have to.
man, and you don't really respect him. And I ain't talking about respect like, I talk to him. I mean, good gracious. I'm talking about a real respect. Respect like you give your boss. And when you go to work,
Right.
yeah, a level
See,
of
But
these
that's
deviations only happen in narcissistic situations. They don't happen in people who have neurotypical brains. That brain wiring makes sense. It happens in dysfunction. And that's why, and these compilations and things, or the stuff that comes on the platforms, that's why they are going through all of this, because it's a lot of malfunction brains out there. And then they have to try to set like all these standards. It should be like this, it should be like that. No, them are ratchet people. All the people on there want some attention, and they just some ratchet people. And ratchet people do ratchet things and need ratchet standards to try to be like, normal, I guess. But when you have a relationship and it's just people are walking in integrity, they have some common sense, these are things that come without any type of statement. Like, you naturally have respect. First, they got to have a connection with God, because He is integrity. So you're going to naturally treat that person with respect. That comes with kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, and all of those fruits of the spirit. It'll be working against you to be rude and arrogant and cussing somebody out and stuff. That'll go against your nature. Once you get healed and whole, with the narcissist, your nature mesh into their nature. It's kind of hard for it not to. So then you have to reprogram into your original identity. But once you get your original identity, it's not in your nature to be like, boo, da 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 da, cussing somebody out in public. That's craziness. That's insanity. You wouldn't even want to be around it.
But that's all
I'm
they
gonna have to disagree with you. You said a real man wants respect. A narcissist will leave you because you don't respect them. That's why they leave, because you would never see them the same again. Even though they pushed you to that point, they still want you to respect them through what they put you through. So they will. That's what happened to me in that last situation with this case going on with the guy. He said he know that I would never see him the same again. So he knew I would never respect him again. And they do want respect, because if you don't have that respect, they know you'll never see them for that mask that they had on once it fall off. And they want you to respect them no matter what. But a real man wants respect, a good man, because he deserves it. I mean, I'm sure there's behavior that he presented to show that he deserved it. I think all men that are good deserve respect, and they definitely will get it from me, because I'm not one for disrespecting a man, because I don't want a weak man. I want a manly man.
There you go.
And what a narcissist does, narcissist is a pathological liar. Anything that they say is pathologically lying. It's not even true. It can't even be taken seriously to a certain degree, because even though they don't even know what respect is to be able to warrant it from somebody, what they want is a subservient being to, like what they say, what they call submission or whatever. They want to be able to stomp on you, dog you out, put you under their foot, humiliate you, defile you, and you sit there and take their crap. That's what they consider respect, which is against the definition of it. But what they speak and they say, if you are somebody who stand up and assert yourself, they're going to use that like, I need respect. If you're somebody that's like meek and humble, they're going to say, I want somebody to dominate me. I had narcissists like that. I want you to hit me on the head while I'm doing stuff to you. And you're like, what the heck? You got crazy. They're like that. So what they want is just pathologically insane. It's always changing. Their goalpost is changing.
Again,
Yeah.
but the thing is you're gonna see that. You're gonna feel that energy. You're gonna feel the energy that something ain't right. And I know for me, I'm just speaking for me now. If it ain't perfect, I don't even want it.
There's no such thing as perfection.
Hmm?
You looking for a unicorn. There's no such thing as perfection.
Such thing as perfection. Perfection. My definition of perfection may be a little different than everybody else's, though. When I say perfection and consistency, you're consistently in a good mood. You're consistently happy. You're not, sick in the head where you blaming and you need, medication to, get yourself together and all these other things. You're aware of the situations. You're aware of your surroundings. You're mentally fit. Okay, to me, that's perfection. Somebody who's mentally fit, that's not on medication, and doesn't have vices. That's perfection to me.
Wait a minute, sir. I'm on medications. What the heck are you talking about? I think at the time I needed them medications or somebody.
That ain't gonna be bad. I think you working on it. You're gonna get.
I think somebody. I
I gotta
thank
pass
God for
the
them
English
meds because I swear to God, somebody would have had a toe tag.
What you trying to say about medication?
I just make stuff as I go. I mean,
Hold up,
I'm
y'all.
I'm good at a lot of things. So
Let me see super chats real quick.
I
Star.
plead the fifth.
Uh-oh.
I plead the fifth, fifth, five, fifth.
IF. Star Packer said there's a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Proverbs 14:12. Thank you so much for bringing the Bible up in here and bashing us in the head with it. Because, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We get heathenistic sometimes and we need to get it straight. I do. I act like a heathen sometimes. That's just what it is. You know? God still love me, though. There go Rockwell. Look at Rockwell. Thanks for that super chat, Rockwell. Rockwell said, I lost my prescription. Okay, I lost my prescription for Lorazepam. What's Lorazepam?
Lorazepam, that's anxiety medicine.
Okay.
Isn't that Xanax?
Yes. Ativan was similar.
See what I'm saying? See, this is all I'm saying. Once you tap back into who you are and you ain't got to go over here and medicate and all this other stuff, that's a presentation of perfection. That's someone that, okay, I don't went through, because most people, all narcs, they not know, you're not going to ever meet a narc. That one of the reasons why a narc always has another relationship is because they cannot function. They cannot function just leaving away from you and doing some work on themselves. No, they cannot function like that. They have to have somebody there to medicate. And most people don't understand that when they met you, you were their medicine.
Mm-hmm.
You were their medicine. And all they did was jump from you to the next medication. That's it. And guys, I want y'all to see this exactly like medication, because once you've been on, what's the strongest? Ain't Percocet like the strongest painkiller?
You got Percocet, Norco, all of them pretty strong. Morphine, all of it is strong, but it's strong.
I think morphine is like the strongest one because that's like pure or something. So if you are on morphine, the doctors can give it to you for a little while, but after a while it's going to lose its effect. And a narc, they're gonna have to mix something with that morphine. Now they're like, I ain't getting that same jolt that I used to get, and it's hurting here. I'm in pain, so I gotta mix something else. I gotta go. What's another drug that's out there? What's another drug that's out there?
Methamphetamine, crack. I mean, it's a lot of them. Methamphetamine is common with the heroin.
And put it on top of that heroin just so they can fix their high. That's all a new person is. It's a mixture. It's a new mixture.
That's that new one that the younger crowd is using is fentanyl. They using that heavy, and that thing, you can hit it for the first time and not make it. Because I have a friend whose son overdosed 3 times when she had to bring him back.
So what is attracting people to something like that? What makes people want to do something like that unless they in a lot of pain? You got
to my clinic. I can tell you all about that. It's the brain. So when you have the trauma and you in pain, your body don't know the difference between emotional pain, physical pain. It just know it needs to survive. So once you, like, the pain medicine, the opiate was designed to kind of put you in a la-la land as you heal. So it doesn't really heal the bone or the fracture. It just puts your brain in a different space, kind of like separating the consciousness as you heal. So you're not messing with it or you're not being distracted by it. And the body will heal itself. Now, without it, what the narcissist does is very similar to an opiate type of addiction, as far as like mood receptors and dopamine receptors, all of that being involved. So they get you so confused. It's like the Rubik's cubes. They got to constantly keep you in a state of confusion and fear to where you are not sure of your decisions. So then you start relying on them, like, well, where should I go? Because they gaslight you. You went the wrong way. You do this. Then you rely on them as far as what should I wear? What should I eat? And so you get addicted to asking them for some type of guidance in your life and addicted to them giving you some type of response. And then the more that they take that back, the more you start craving it. Then that type of addiction starts to happen. But most of the narcissists, they usually have an underlying addiction. Like a lot of them probably came from that world of addiction before they met you. But alcohol and opiates kind of do the same thing. When you get something like that and you go to La La Land, the Lulu, and nothing matters, you don't have a care in the world, nothing is hurting you, your emotions are numb, you the party of the life of the party and all of that stuff. That's what people get hooked on with those opiates, with the
See, but
fentanyl.
that's the thing. People are down in meds, and that's what I love about my doctor, because he's very particular about what he prescribed for me, and he know I'm not a pill person. So a lot of people don't know that in these meds, when you're zoning out, that's because they put sedation in them drugs. And he makes sure that I don't get those because I don't want those. And I've been on pills since my sister was unalived 2 years ago, and that still sits with me because it has not been solved. We're not getting no answers, and so it really bothers me to say that I completely healed from that situation, and August is coming up on 2 years. I mean, it bothers me. And then you got to think about, I can't celebrate New Year's Eve because my brother that I did mess with, he passed on New Year's Eve. Then my other sister that passed away, she passed away on my birthday. So I have these that I'm dealing with 3 times a year on certain you know holidays that really, really gets to me. So for me to sit here and act like that I can just heal through everything, I can't. I'm not invincible. I have things that really do tear me up inside that I just don't know how to deal with other to than to sit in it. I don't take these pills on a regular. I take as needed. I have to really, really be going into a panic attack to take one of those pills. I don't take it because they gave it to me and say take it every day. I take it when I need it.
And it's good for trauma. Like trauma, you have to be able to like kind of deal with the trauma and like get in a space to where your body is not responding to a perceived fear, but anxiety and panic. And that's where God has to do that inner working, because it's come from a state of fear. Even when you look on that emotional chart and they got all of those emotions like at the bottom: anxiety, grief, irritation, irritability, everything under boredom. Once somebody get bored and they keep going like lower than boredom, that's what they call electron stuff. That's where you get into sign. Demons attached to that. Demons can attach to irritability. They can attach to anxiety, anger, murder. They can attach to all of those type of emotions below in that field, which they call magnetic field. The ones that are higher than boredom, those are like happiness, joy, contentment. Those are all things that come from God. So it automatically go back to the spirit realm, because now the spirit realm is evident and open. But it's on the chart that people be talking about or they be seeing. I don't know if you guys can see it, that emotional chart there. See that there? So if you see this chart
Levels
below,
of what?
everything below has
Levels of what?
it say levels of consciousness.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it say levels of consciousness. Everything below boredom is things like fear, overwhelmness, irritability, grief, anger, resentment, jealousy, envy. Even just naming these things, these are the names of spirits. This is how they function when you're getting them out in deliverance. calling out anxiety, calling out fear, calling out jealousy, calling out envy, unforgiveness, bitterness. All of that is down below. A demon attaches. And then anything above boredom, where you like, I'm content, I'm happy, I'm confident, I feel empowered, I feel secure, my self-esteem is here. All of that, those are God qualities. So when there's still some things going on in the soul because all these different wounds, a healing has to take place with God. So when it's serious things happen, serious wounds happen to where time and God has to process, and it can take years. So having that patience and compassion, it does take that. And sometimes how Raquel was saying on here, she was saying that she got off of the lorazepam. That takes a long time. Like, it's not something that instantly happened. It takes a lot of doing that inner working, a lot of like healing the trauma, dealing with the trauma, facing this pain, letting God heal that, knowing who you are, building, letting him build you. And the more that he builds you, the more you kind of start raising above and understanding spiritual warfare and coming out of that Jezebelic system, where everything in Jezebel's system is below. Coming out of that, the more you heal, the less that your mind will constantly be on what they did. Like, I'm feeling hurt. They did this, like they did that, they did this. You will start raising above that.
But let me say this too about those pills too. The addiction happens for some people, like 2 weeks you can get addicted to that prescription. And the thing with those two, you can't just stop. A doctor have to ease you off of those pills, because my doctor, when he prescribed it to me, he said after 2 weeks you're gonna get addicted. So I decided my first week, they don't prescribe 2 weeks, they do it week by week. And when he did it, I said, I don't want to get addicted. So I'm not going to refill my prescription. That withdrawal was nothing nice, because I decided to take myself off those pills, and that withdrawal was nothing nice. So I needed to be, I'm sorry.
It made you sick?
Well, it made me paranoid. I couldn't sleep at night. You know how you sleepy and you lay there and you try to, well, let's say this, you know how you try to force yourself to go to sleep? My body was tired and I was sleepy, but I couldn't sleep because of that withdrawal that I was going through. I was paranoid. And it only lasted for that night. And I said, never again. Never.
That was with the pain medicine? Because the pain,
the Xanax.
Oh yeah, you will hallucinate and everything. Like, it's definitely like getting off of it. Everything is a unwanted emotion and pain. So it's just a matter of how much you want it. Like, your will can fight anything. So if you just to the point where, like, I don't care how much pain I'm about to go through, I'm getting through this, you can get through that addiction. You will go through that recovery. You will face everything you got to face. It'll be super rough, super ugly, sweaty, everything. But you will get through it, and life will be better as long as you stay on that course and do the work and do the healing. Same thing with the narcissist. When I literally say you have physical withdrawals, I literally had physical withdrawals out of the relationship, shaking like I was coming off crack. And I ain't never had crack, but it was like the movies, how they was coming off crack. And I was like, what is wrong? Like, I'm like in the closet, like, oh my gosh, I'm withdrawing.
He's just sitting there like, Lord, help me, please help me. I don't know
if it was withdrawing from doing the do, because I made up my mind. I'm like, I'm just gonna do the celibate thing, and my body probably was like, "You sure?" And I'm like, I gotta do it. Like, I'm just gonna be free. And I'm just like, oh my god.
See what I mean? That's how it is.
I got through it.
You used to be with somebody, and it's like, hey, man, I'm getting antsy over here.
Yeah, because Harry-O, let me say this before you read that. These people do some nasty things. And when they doing it to you for the first time, it's like, whoa, hey, that's how they get you. These people lick butt crack and everything.
Like, whoa, I ain't know I like that, but
right.
But then, and then they gaslight you to where I literally had one, like, I literally was calling Sexaholic Anonymous, and listening to them, I'm like, this is not for me. Like, no offense against y'all. I really feel like y'all need, like, I mean, this is probably for you guys, but it's a monogamous relationship. This is some crazy stuff. They just don't want to do anything because I guess they were cheating, and they cheat so much their stuff don't be working. So they'll convince you got a sex addict problem. You need to call this number. You need to get it together because you shouldn't want it like once a month or whatever. Just
Or
because
you
you got
gain weight.
why aren't
I'm
you
not
trying to do
attracted to
nothing?
you anymore. You're not
Yeah.
doing it for me. And I blah blah blah. Okay,
Um,
Harry, I'll read the super chat.
Well, you know what you gotta do. You know what you gotta do. You gotta get him a life and get it right. Nope, no more. Nope. Remember what you said. I'm gonna hold you to that. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna hold you to that. And look, in the meanwhile, you like, yeah. Living my best life. Thank you so much for that super chat. My best life said, Harry, dealing with a narc means dethroning yourself to elevate them. Well, I agree. While you get nothing, and it's all by design. It is
Yeah.
all by design. Guys, I didn't even get to kick off the topic tonight. We just be going in so many directions. And the narc is mad with you for being mad with them for what they did to you. How you like that? They done did you dirty, and they mad at you because you mad with them because they did you dirty. How y'all
So
like?
you messing everything up. You just gonna go and mess everything up. I'm gonna go and mess everything. Did you just choke me?
How about this one though?
Mess everything up.
How about this one? They get mad at you for asking them for your money back that you loaned them. They good at that. They get mad at you for asking
You
them.
asking for the wrong stuff, child. You asking for the wrong. You want them to actually not lie. Then I would give it back. I will do such and such. But they didn't really mean they were going to give you the money. They were saying, this is the lie you need to hear to get what I want. So here's the lie. Now, don't ask for the money back now, because that's when you're going to start a fight, and we're going to be in here fighting. And I don't feel, well, you know, I feel like fighting. You know, you don't feel like fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then that extra lie. Oh, I pay it back with interest. Oh, now they know they got you right there. That's the big lie right there. I've been through that situation with family members so many times that, I mean, it literally almost ended up in an unaliving, dealing with a situation like that because he did not want to pay that money back to me. And so, yeah, that's a whole nother situation I'm going to talk about one day.
Hey.
And it's hard, and don't catch them cheating. Oh my goodness! Please don't catch them cheating in the act. You probably gonna be the one going to jail, and it's something they cheating. Y'all either married or in a serious relationship. They're cheating. Clearly, there's a violation of your space, and somehow the narc will have a performance out of this world. It will probably be a fight involved, and you will end up the one in handcuffs in jail. And they cheating, and they mad at you. Like now you got this record and everything. You pause. You cheated. You brought somebody here. It's been a whole fight.
You called it out. Listen, Keisha, you ain't said nothing wrong. You called it exactly the way it is. Hey, Chana, you see what William Park said?
Yeah, I saw that.
He said, yeah, that's when it turned it back. Man, here, take your little funky little $200, all right? Yeah, it ain't $200. It's $130. But I'm saying this your money back. This all you get.
Man, I ain't paying you no interest. I ain't got it. You better be glad I'm giving you what you gave me.
Right.
Oh man.
You want to act like I'm broke. I got money. I know, but you just ain't paid me on this date. And you said you would. We have all the messages, so I'm here to collect. I got money. Here you go. I got money. You want to make a scene.
If you here for the wrong thing. You here for the wrong thing. And that's what it is. You ain't getting your little funky little $200 back. All right.
But you know what? It's so funny, because that's where the accountability comes in, and they don't want to take it because they good at, like, when they do something and you bring it up. Now they want to get an attitude and get mad at you because you're bringing up what they did to you, but they have every right on this planet Earth to bring up something you did 17 years ago. And Lord, do they shine the bat signal on that thing? They put it in the air. Because, man,
Yeah, they write it in cursive, write it backwards for you, put a
take a picture,
tattoo on your back, letting you know what they did. And you bet not say one thing that you did for them and be reminding them, because they remind you every day. You not do what the narc does. How dare you have the audacity to think you're me?
Right.
Who they are.
And that's crazy.
This is Delulu land. Okay, you would literally be in Delulu land, a state of delusion, as long as that narcissist is somewhere attached to your life, because they're gonna make sure they keep you in some crazy stuff. You can be sitting there all calm, peaceful, especially if it's a relative. They're gonna say the dumbest thing and then want to see your expression. Oh yeah, that looked like, is that your ex over there? I thought I just seen your ex with somebody. Oh no, that ain't. Remember they used to cheat on you all the time? That stuff. That's the kind of stuff you dealing with narcissistic people if you're not
because they love to have you looking stupid. That's their job, is to make you look stupid. And that's why I tell people, y'all be running to their mama. Oh, your son did this, their daddy. Oh, they already knew what they were. You were the only one in Delulu land. Everybody else know they gave birth to it. They trained it. They raised it. They know exactly what it is. But you're the one that wasn't in the loop. You're the one surprised by it because they've seen it hundreds of times over. You're just 107 and you just don't know it. This is a cycle that they love being in. They don't have no accolades in life, nothing. They never grow. They never get more money. You can see them 10 years from now and they would have been and changed a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and that's all, nothing else. They don't have a good job. They're not retired. They're either broke. They're still hanging on the streets. Like I said, they still think they got it. You cannot tell a narc that they don't have it no more. That's why I said they like a crackhead. Still think they got it. Still think they look good. Putting on clothes. Right. Going outside. And y'all think, and we got them feeling that way when they really don't look like that. And that's why we think they can go out there and get any and everybody they want. Like they just ran out there and got the best thing that happened to them. No, they did not. We were the best thing that happened to them. We are just drained at the end. We are not who we were going into it. So we don't recognize ourselves. That person, of course, looks better because they're not drained like us. But eventually, like I said, it's not a new person. It's their turn. It's not love. It's their turn. It's like a doorknob. Everybody gets a turn. That's all we are. And that's what the next person is. That's just, they just
heavy rotation.
Ariel said that we are their medicine. I think we are their emergency break glass just in case of an emergency. And that's what it is with the next person. We figured it out, so they had to break the glass and go over there to the other person.
There it is.
The person that's gonna take it. Ain't nobody gonna keep taking crap. Eventually, you get tired of somebody pulling down their pants and pooping in your face. No matter what all they do every now and then, once a year. You know, that's it. That's all you're gonna get is that once a year. Maybe it might be okay in some lighting, but other than that, no. It's horrible. Dealing with them is horrible. And then you call Miss Rosemary, like, Miss Rosemary, your son doing this and that. And Miss Rosemary, like, they trying to use you too. So I had a Miss Rosemary that told me my son ain't crack. Like, just F him. And she said, how about, can we still go to the Gladys Knight concert? Like, in my opinion.
And that's what I'm saying, because the lady at my job who I told y'all about, the man broke her jaw and everything. She had a black eye when I first met her, and her rib was broken and her jaw. And the parents,
hold it, China. Ain't no woman come to work with a black eye, broke jaw, and arm broke. Ain't nobody come to work like that.
Oh, yes, she did. When I first met her, oh, yes, she did. And she tell everybody what happened to her. She don't care who you are. She wants to talk about it. But the dude is in jail for it, and she's still dealing with him and dealing with the parents. And the parents conned her into dropping that protective order, and now she's blocked. And that's what I'm telling y'all. They parents know exactly what's going on. They're not doing what's in your best interest. They doing it for the best interest of their child, because that child, they are pulling the strings. They're the puppet masters pulling the strings on that person. And once he get out, they probably, because they can't work, they're older, they know he's gonna provide.
Well, you know,
and scheme. They don't even have to provide legitly. They just they know that son is a schemer, and even if he's scheming on a bunch of different women, they get a piece of the pie. And that's all how it works. And that whole little coven that they got over there, that is how it all works. They sit there and they get your money, this money, mom get a cut, sister get a cut, brother get a cut. As long as they keep these people in Delulu, we all getting a cut.
Live off of it. But I'll say this. You know, I like a point that you just made about the person they went to. They just went to somebody who dealing with it. And we just don't see that. We don't see that. When you on the outside looking in, you don't understand how they making it over there. They making it the same way you was making it with the narc. Under pressure, under duress, under lies, under cheating, under manipulation. Every single day of that person's life, they trying to figure out who they are. They trying, listen, let me give y'all just a quick rundown of what it's like inside the mind of the person the narc is with now. That person is trying to figure out if they in a relationship with the narc or not. They trying to literally figure out, are we together? Or, I mean, what we doing?
Yeah.
Part of it. What are we doing? I know we live together. I know we married, but are we together? Another thing, they're always trying, guys, and I mean daily, they're asking themselves, what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing here? What am I doing with this person? What are we doing? Every day they spend with that narc, they question their own reality. They're asking themselves, wow, is this gonna, woo, y'all better buckle up for this one. They asking themselves, is the narc gonna be like this when we turn 80? When is it gonna stop? When is this nut gonna start acting normal?
When is the mistress gonna find somebody else decades later? So when the mistress gonna move out of town, or when the mistress won't live no more, so I can have a narc to myself? That's the kind of conversations they having, because they're not just dealing with the person they with. My ex, he got married to somebody barely making it, as an adult, because that's the perversion in him. But he got another person barely making it as an adult that he bought furniture for, or get their hair done, or get their nails done. What wife in a right mind is okay with their spouse getting getting another woman's hair done, apartment furnished, getting all of this stuff? Nobody. These people they went to are not in their right mind. They're in Delulu land. They're in a delusion. a delusional disorder that is undiagnosed, thinking that they have a happy marriage, some type of family, something going on that is not based in reality. They are
That's
not
because
based in
some
reality.
people believe that a piece of a man is better than no man at all. So it's not even just being delusional. It's just a person just don't feel like they're worthy. A person don't feel like that is somebody out there for them. So they willing to share just as long as they have somebody to go to sleep to and somebody to wake up to in the morning. And I know a lady that take care of a man who does all of this. He has women on the side, kids on the side, and he drives her car and she don't care because she don't want a DIE alone. So she rather have that man there where he don't feel like he have to leave or run off and leave her. He can have his cake and eat it too. And that's just where some people are in life. And you can
That's
coach
it.
some of these people.
That's
And I'm sure
Yeah,
Harry will talk to some of them
come
that
on.
are like this,
All
that
the
rather, just deal with a piece of a man or a piece of a woman because they
yeah,
don't feel good about themselves. And that comes from like even my childhood. My
man.
mom groomed me to feel that way. So
Listen,
and they
the
have
thing,
signed a contract. They sold just like them actors and all them, and the ones in the Illuminati, just like they do, sign they soul over to the devil. That's what they do, because
and
that's what it's gonna cost.
you know what?
It's gonna cost your soul to be in that type of idolatry.
You know what signing your soul over to the devil looks like? It looks like, well, no, no, I'm a see what they saying. I'm not just gonna leave. You know, it's negotiating when you know what's right. You know what's right, but instead of doing what's right, you negotiate. And when you negotiate, you're never going to be able. And this is what I want y'all to see about the new person that they're dealing with. That person is negotiating every single day. They know the right thing, but the right thing is not being offered on the table. The narcissist is never going to offer you a clean meal, a healthy meal. You're always going to be offered something that is going to bring you down, something that's unhealthy for you. It's never going to be, this wonderful relationship. Y'all think for all of y'all to think they somewhere lovey-dovey, y'all think that the narc is somewhere holding their hand, kissing them and just loving on them? It's like you be thinking that, but then the moment you think it, the reality hits you in your head. Wow, they never did that with me. It wasn't like that with me. I wonder, but they doing other stuff they wasn't doing with me. And that's why they do that, to make your mind wander. That's all. And that's all it is. When you thinking that they somewhere else with somebody and this thing is popping over there. No, it ain't.
no.
That's just your mind. And they do the things that they do just for that effect. And it works perfectly. They don't actually have to show you anything. All they have to do, guys, just like in the relationship with them, they didn't have to come home and be extra nice to you and hold your hand and kiss and be lovey-dovey to you. All they had to do was come home and act normal sometimes. That's it. All they had to do was act normal sometimes. And if they act normal, you have this thought that, okay, everything is good between us now. Everything, okay, I got it just like I wanted. Now we good. No, you're not. No, you're not. They just setting you up. They setting you up for another day, and it's coming. It's coming
And then
every time.
And then it serves another purpose too. See, we only see it as it serves the purpose of for them to just make you feel bad because they're doing it with somebody else. It's also serving the purpose so when they do come back to make you not ask for it because us as people, we don't want to do what they did with the previous partner. So now we're not going to even ask for that stuff anymore. So it serves that purpose as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I mean, guys, well, it's like this. We put so much pressure on ourselves. You already stressing yourself out about something you can't control. China, what happened?
She gonna come back.
Mm-hmm. China be just, boy, she like she swatting flies tonight. What's China doing? But like I said, y'all, we get so wrapped up in what they're doing. We get wrapped up in what they doing, and we get ourselves all entangled, and we trying to figure out what's going on over there and not even thinking about the reality of what's going on over there. If you're gonna think about it, at least try to look at something that's real. They
It's
so
hard not to, because in that type of trauma situation, which everybody was in when they was in with the narcissist, you were in constant state of danger, whether you knew it or not. Your internal knew it, and because of that, you stay in like a dissociated state, meaning disconnected from yourself. So once you get out of the situation, you have to retrain your brain to focus and think about yourself and your needs, like in a nurturing way, not in like this person made me feel like this, or I'm feeling like this, not in just the feelings, but in your whole self. It took a lot. It took listening even to some things that you were saying, where it's like do something for yourself, like go exercise, or think about going for a walk for yourself, or drinking something, or eating 3 meals or 2 meals or some snacks, but something for you, that you can take those thoughts when they running on that rumination hamster wheel, and like, okay, what do Keisha need today? Like, what can I do for myself this morning? Okay, I can get up, I can brush my teeth, I can get dressed. And sometimes you have to speak out loud just to reassociate yourself, your conscious, with your body, because it's so far. Like, I found myself constantly thinking about what is going on inside of a sociopath household. Like, I wonder, I bet they probably doing this. I bet he probably,
man,
putting on this show. I bet he probably saying this. I bet he's doing this to her and doing that to her, and they're doing this
boy,
all day and night. And it's so much delusional thoughts of insanity, because you don't realize that you've been doing that the whole relationship. Your whole relationship has been horrible in the mud, but you've been thinking it's been something different. Like, oh, that one thing was so nice. That time we went on the trip, oh, he was so funny then. Like, you so much in a daydream just to be in that situation, that you have to literally retrain yourself to think about yourself, connect, and be in reality grounded. That's one thing that I found was helpful, that's practical, beyond going spiritual, the
but
practical things.
I think that's one of the reasons why we daydream about them doing good with somebody else, because that's all you did was
Yeah.
daydream about that person being in good faith with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we daydreamed about, and it never happened. It was like it
Yeah.
was something that never was coming to pass. No matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you think it's coming, no matter how you think it's going to happen, it never happened that way. And we'll
Mm-mm.
sit back and we'll be like, man, what? I think that I bet they over there. They seem like they happy. They quiet. They not checking for me.
Yeah. I bet they doing this. And we find ourselves in the mind of somebody mentally unstable so much, because we've been conditioned and trained over the years to be in a man. Okay, when they call, if I don't answer the phone, they're gonna think this. Well, if I answer the phone like this, then they'll think that. Okay, if I show up here, they'll do. You've been pretty much altering your behaviors and everything based on an unstable individual that is just Rosemary's baby. And when you do that and you spend so much time in fantasy island and your imaginations, another kingdom takes some imaginations over. So it comes into that daydream. Like, even if you daydream, when I see them again, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this to both of them. I'm gonna let them know, like, oh, you really think you got something that, like, you think all of these different role plays. Meanwhile, children are growing up. Games are happening with the children. They're laughing. You don't know the jokes because you half here and half there. Meanwhile, sunshines is happening. Rain seasons are changing. 5 years have passed and you still wondering, are they still together? I wonder if she must be doing something. They still together. Your brain is still stuck on a sociopath, psychopathic person. Nothing is good. I can tell you what they think about destruction. How can they destroy this person?
That's
Even when it seemed like they broke up and they can tell the therapist, oh, I'm done with them, and da da da. I just had somebody, they're in jail because they were never done. They're sending threatening messages. It's like this stuff never ends for them. You become number one enemy when you put those boundaries and you go no contact. They hate you regardless. They just wanted to keep on stumping you in your face. And because you didn't let them stump you in the face and let this new person dog you too, now they hate you more because they anticipated that they trained you enough to at least let both of them dump on you and you take it. And then they get that money card and spend it on both of them.
That's crazy. Grace U2T7. Thanks for the super chat, Grace. Grace said, my 50-year-old ex dating girls 12 years younger. She tells my daughters that are almost the same age that she's changing him. Wow. Why do they date such young people?
My stepdad, my age, I don't even know how that works. Like, it's not, they,
That's a whole
and don't even speak the language for real like that well. It's like,
topic.
what narcissists do makes no sense. And they do stuff because a statement can be said like, oh, you think I'll let you be alone? Like, you think I'll ever let you go on a trip alone with my husband? Like, some crazy stuff to say to your child, but you're in their generation as far as choosing the mate. And because that's what they would do, they think that all people would do that. But this is how they think. They want to be young, and the people that they target, especially when they get up in the middle age, they target people that got the characteristic that they want to be like. So once they get with somebody young, they feel like they're young because they mirror them and they take their identity. Like if it's a man, they'll start shaving their beard, trying to look young, trying to dress young, trying to have bling, trying to talk different, listen to different music because they're deluded. So they really think that they're around that age.
Crazy.
If they're female, they'll start dressing like the grandchildren. Hood. They'll have the crop tops, they'll start dressing like hood. And it's nothing wrong with the hood. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about ratchet dressing. I'm talking you see boobs, but everything, and they the grandma.
All that. I think that most of the time men do date younger women though. I mean, it's gonna be some type of age difference. You know what I'm saying? Usually you don't just meet somebody and y'all match and y'all the exact same age. You know what I mean?
Like the children age, like a whole generational gap.
And then we do that. I'm not saying, but shoot, a lot of men do it. I mean, well,
a whole generational gap there.
Let me not speak on people I don't know because I was getting ready to say Hugh Hefner, and then I found out he wasn't even into women, even though he was married to them. I don't know what was going on with that, but Hey, well, Keish, it's come to our time to do what we
Where's
do.
China?
We said, I don't know. China done dropped off the planet. She might have had to go to one of her jobs. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. China's a working woman now. Indeed. So we're going to leave her. I mean, we gave her some time. I mean, I thought she was going to jump back in there. But, hey, it happens. It happens. China got that funny Wi-Fi too, where she at. So, hey, what you going to do with this week, Keish? What you going to leave them with?
I'm leaving with that, the narcs are mad just because they want to be mad. I had to just tell, people that, like, even my children, like, they want to be mad. So when somebody is mad because of the damage that they did to you, you have to really take that and to understand that you are dealing with a very vengeful, evil, wicked person that enjoys the pain and suffering of others. They enjoy it. I've literally, like, if you go into the mind, sometimes you have to, like, I did forensic psychology before. Like, when you dealing with people and you hear the way that they talk, there are some people that walk amongst us that enjoys the torturing and suffering, and they literally get into a situation knowing that they're going to try to take all from you, possibly harm your children if they're into that, and they're going to destroy you, and they're going to enjoy doing it and hopefully make it public, and it's going to put a notch on their little wicked belt because they communion with demons that they talk to, whether they see them or not, whether you see them or not. They surrounded by them, and those are their friends. That's their intel, that's their situation room, whatever you want to call it. Those are the ones giving them the influences, their whole little demonic entourage that's at the round table. Be careful of that. They don't love, they don't have pity. Like the Terminator. It's like you can't reason with them. They don't have pity, and they don't stop ever
Come on. Come on.
till you are gone. Okay, terminated. That's what we're dealing with. They always resurface, especially if you breed it with them. So you have to always be careful. Don't let your guard down. Don't think that these people have changed because they don't want to change. They might go to church, they might do all of this stuff. Look at the fruit. If they still got people they shacked up with, they rotating people, they smoking, drinking, all of that stuff, that ain't no fruit of somebody that converted their life. That's the fruit of somebody that want to deceive some nice church women or nice church men so they can get into that nice church pocket. And then they can do that divorce that may or may not get messy. Okay? That's what they want. And they want public annihilation and defilement. And that's what they do. And this is why you have to look at the early signs. But they will get mad. Just don't take the bait. Don't ever listen to what they say. If they like, I just wasn't getting respected, I wasn't doing this. The first time you make a mistake is when you start off a sentence dealing with a narcissist that's a pathological liar, saying, that's what they used to say to me. You believe anything come out their mouth? Can't believe it.
Nothing.
Can't believe it. They pathological liars. That means they just make up demonic stuff as they go along. They just pull it out of thin air and it becomes their reality. Just don't let it become yours. That's what I'm leaving with.
Wow. That was a mouthful right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed, man. This was a very, very entertaining, a very, very informative meeting this evening. Yes, indeed. The ladies showed up and showed out as usual. You know what I'm saying? That's how they do it. That's how we do it. You know. So, now that it's time, I'm gonna just jump in here real briefly and just try to say a couple words of encouragement to everybody, especially you guys that for the people that still believe in fairy tales, those fairy tales like all narcs get third chances, live 9 lives, live happy lives or whatever. Redirect your focus. You have spent enough time worrying about what they are thinking, what about they're doing, worrying about everything narcissism. You spent enough time on that. I know that it's difficult sometimes to get yourself up out of that rumination, but I'm telling you, man, that hard, painful truth. That hard, painful truth will pull you right up out of there. It will pull you right up out of there, just like a bad tooth coming out your mouth. That hard truth will pull you right up out of it. And the hard truth that I'm talking about is, guys, it's very difficult to apologize to yourself for what you have allowed yourself to go through. It is very difficult. Most people can't do it. Some people can. If you can do it, and It's just called being real with yourself. This is what I did. This is what happened. And I'm sorry for it. I'm sorry for it. I don't believe I allowed myself to do that. I don't believe I allowed myself to stay in some mess like that. So take some accountability. When I say take accountability, I mean take accountability over everything you had control over. Stop seeing it as they had control, because that's not going to help you out of that situation mentally. Knowing that you were in control is what is going to free you. Knowing that you were in control and you just did not exercise that option. That's what's going to free you and free your mind. I don't want anybody in this chat needing to go to self-medicate, or professionally medicate. I want us to be normal human beings that are able to go out to the next person or just go out to yourself in life and say, hey, man, I'm a mentally healthy person, and I am ready to be with someone else that is mentally healthy. Ask God to lead you. If you don't know what direction to go in, ask God to lead you. He'll take you there. He's been taking you the whole time. You just ain't been listening. That's all it really is. We want what we want. I'm the same way. I know how we are, because I'm the same way. We want what we want, the way we want it. Y'all heard me earlier. I said I wanted something perfect, man. I know that's crazy. I know that's crazy. I still want it, though. I already know it's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, but I'm gonna take what God got for me. What God got for me, that's what I'm rolling with. Yes, I am. So, ladies and gentlemen, man, I want y'all to have a wonderful weekend, because that's what I'm gonna do. All I'm gonna do. And we're gonna leave you the same way we came up in here, with number love, peace, and
soul train. Bye, everybody. And good perfect, you mean chicken wings. Okay.
Good night. Good night.